Sarah Ashton-Cirillo of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, coming to you live and direct from the Territorial Defense Forces media studios in Kyiv. You're watching Ukraine in the Know. A very busy day today for those who have been following our Territorial Defense Forces media studios news feed, where we will begin with what will remain and should be the top story throughout the course of the day and evening. The State Security Services, also known by the acronym SBU among English-speaking audiences, went ahead and revealed the arrest of a woman from the Mykolaiv region who was formerly working in a military supply store. In that job, she was compromised by FSB agents and agreed to assist in carrying out an attack on President Zelenskyy's motorcade, where she was asked to find out the routes of the president's motorcade on its way to Mykolaiv. The SBU found this out and was able to divert the president to safety during that time period. And then they continued to watch what the woman was up to. She continued to collaborate with the Russian intelligence services, proceeding to go ahead and try to inform the Russian agents of electronic warfare devices as well as air defense systems. Again, as usual with SBU, she was being watched the entire time and therefore no harm came. She's now looking at more than a decade in prison based on her crimes and her presumed assistance with the security officers. Moving to the front lines, Deputy Defense Minister Maliar of the Ministry of Defense reported a staggering number during a news conference today. The Russian occupiers and invaders have used more than 500,000 rounds of ammunition this week against the defense forces of Ukraine, just in the direction of Bakhmut, along with over 9,000 artillery shells. Furthermore, we are finding that there are significant fortifications being built by the Russian occupiers in the south and east. And this includes not just the minefields that they've become known for, but also very strong concrete reinforcements among higher height areas that have forced us to push through nearly inhuman defenses put up by the Russians, and yet, as usual, we are moving forward. This just goes to show you why the inevitable is going to take place, which is a return to the country's 1991 borders and the full liberation of Ukraine, including Crimea. Moving to the latest news from the south, from the direction of Zaporizhia, General Tarnowski of the Taurian group went ahead and confirmed what we have often suspected, which is the use of chemical weapons against the troops of the ZSU, this being 2 warheads fired from an MLRS system by the Russian occupiers against our troops, filled with a chemical warhead. While no one was injured, we are continuing to monitor the situation, and there is sure to be reprisal, not just from the general's troops in the south, but, as President Zelenskyy often states, the return of the war to Russia itself. Overall, it seems as though on an international stage, some progress was made at the Saudi Arabian-hosted summit. However, according to the president's advisor, Podolak, there are still some countries that do not understand that territorial integrity is of the utmost importance to all of Ukraine and are not ready yet to accept the return to the 91 borders. However, we are sticking to the notion that the only peace formula is that of President Zelenskyy's 10-point peace plan, which does include at the top the full liberation of the country. And finally, we will end in Iran, where the Iranian foreign minister gave one of the most ridiculous lies of the full-scale invasion when he denied supplying or having his country having supplied the Russian enemy with Shahed drones, specifically stating they have never given the Russians any weapons to use against us. And with that, I will remind everyone that may God bless our troops, our pilots, our sailors, and all those who are resisting Russian occupation. Thank you. And Slava Ukraini!